Our relationship with Allah is not transactional. If you come and tell me that you have been making dua for years and you've been asking Allah for specific things and He has not given it to you, and you say, I made dua and I prayed tahajjud and I did extra prayers and I fasted these days and I read Quran so many days and I just kept making dua and Allah has not answered my dua. Well, it's because our relationship with Allah is not transactional. Our delusional wishes that we want, the dua that we make for specific things that we want or we desire, are not based on how much worship you do. They're not based on how much dua you make. It's not based on how much you fast and how much you read Quran. Do you know which religion is actually transactional? The ones that worship idols. You know how they have to sacrifice something in order to get something? That's not our religion. The reason why you recite Quran and you pray tahajjud, you make dua, and you fast Mondays and Thursdays and you fast extra days so you could find your purpose in life. You can make the relationship between you and Allah stronger. If you ask Allah for something and He does not give it to you, it's because of something good. Think good of Allah, think khair of Allah, and know that whatever it is that Allah has for you is way better than what it is that you're asking for. But to think that Allah's not listening to you, or Allah's ignoring you, or you feel like Allah doesn't want to answer your du'as, that's 100% incorrect. I see these comments, I wonder, and I'm like, what is going on with these thoughts? Because the only people that I hear these things from are non-Muslims. Like, when you hear in TV shows or you hear in movies and you hear the way that they talk about Allah, or they're always like, yeah, I'm not happy with the big man upstairs. That's like one thing that they say, and that always irritates me. Or, yeah, Allah doesn't care about me right now. Or they say, God doesn't care about me right now. God doesn't want to listen to me. God doesn't want to give me whatever I want. That's how we're starting to sound. A huge part of that is because people don't recite Quran. People don't pray for the reason that they need to be praying. You may pray 5 times a day and you may make dua, but you don't understand your purpose in this life. And you need to go back to reciting Quran, and you need to understand Allah, and you need to strengthen your relationship with Allah. But first, you have to go and reintroduce yourself to Islam. You have to go back to the Quran. You have to start reading Quran, read it from cover to cover. Finish it up and understand who Allah is, understand what Allah is telling you. It is crisp and it's clear and it's very to the point. Allah is very to the point. He does not go around the bush. And once you understand what Allah is saying to you, you'll understand your purpose, and you will understand why Allah is not answering certain stuff. You will understand. There was a time I was praying tahajjud prayer for a job. Now we know that tahajjud prayer is like the arrow that never misses. The dua during tahajjud prayer is like the arrow that never misses, okay? I was making dua for a job. I promise you, the day that I started praying tahajjud so I can get this job, by day 2, I didn't care about the job. I did not care about the job. The way tahajjud prayer made me feel, I was like, literally, I remember saying this out loud. I was like, I don't even care if I get the job or not. Tahajjud prayer makes me so happy, makes me feel so alive. It makes me feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing every single night at 4 a.m. I don't care about this job. I know my purpose. And you know what? The more you read Quran, the more you realize this dunya is not for us. And I think that's the part where I'm at. I'm at this part where Jannah is so real and Jahannam is so real and dunya is worthless. And the only way that I even got to this is by reading Allah's words. That's it. And this is the part that you guys need to get to as well. Jannah is very real. It is not some make-believe place. And by the way, if you've been making dua for years, guess what? I've been making dua, I don't even know for how many years. 5+ years. I'm like even way more than 5 years, okay? I was making 5+ years dua for a good husband. I always wanted to be a good wife and a good mother. Those were my 2 goals, okay? Other than like my education and stuff. That was like, I was already done with my education. But I made it for 5 years. And not one day did I get bored waiting like, oh, okay, well, when is Allah gonna answer? Like, I never got frustrated. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make dua. I'm gonna do my part and I'm gonna leave it. And whenever Allah has written for it to happen, it's going to happen. And I'm not speaking specifically about spouses. I'm saying just in general, anything that you ask for, Allah will grant it to you, inshallah. But you have to say inshallah. You have to think good of Allah.